Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Top Chat podcast. My name is Matt, joining me as always is Joe.
Alright mate.
Alright mate, and for the first time ever, Top Chat history, we have a guest. Woo! Ooh yeah, clapping, the audience goes wild. Please welcome, we've mentioned him on the show a couple of times. He's our friend and now he's yours too. Aaron Murphy. Hi Aaron.
Alright.
Why did you just make that noise?
That was sickly, that was...
He's our friend and now he's yours. It's nice and cheesy.
Yeah.
Did you not like that? You completely fucked Aaron's intro, by the way.
Sorry Aaron.
Aaron, say hi.
Alright.
So you can find Aaron over on Twitch. He is a part-time streamer,
Yeah,
I guess. Occasional streamer. What is it? It's at bot
underscore Murphy.
At bot_Murphy. So Aaron streams, I guess, all sorts. What is it? Like,
Mainly
at the moment,
battle royales,
yeah. I mean, more on that later. Today's main subject, the reason we've kind of got Aaron in as well is because he's somewhat of a battle royale expert. And of course, Apex Legends has just launched. It's in the news, and we thought, why not actually be relevant for once? Hey,
We did do that with EA though.
we did do that with
relevant.
EA. So we're somewhat relevant this week, and yeah, thanks, Aaron. If you can cough, it's fine. If you need to cough, it doesn't really matter that much. It was a burp. You can do that as well. You can do that.
There's
It's not
no
a problem.
Professionalism here.
Oh, absolutely none. Absolutely none. But there is continuity. So, thank you.
But we do have two mics now working.
We do have two mics.
And we're so far away again.
We're on opposite sofas. We mentioned this last week because essentially what happened last week was we recorded an entire episode and then realised we couldn't use it at all because both of our recording devices malfunctioned. So we had to completely redo the episode the next day, which was fun, wasn't it? We did it at like 2 in the morning because, yeah, we had really bad schedules last week, but this has lined up nicely.
Yeah, I've got nothing this week. It's great.
As in, you've got nothing going on?
Yeah.
Right. Well, what have you been playing? Joe, let's start with... Actually, I'll get mine out of the way because I've been playing nothing all week because my PlayStation keeps spitting out the disc of Odyssey. So I can't really play anything.
Launch PlayStation for you. You should get a Pro. Now you've got your 4K TV.
I know, but we keep talking about PS5, so I feel like I may as well wait for that.
That's why one of the reasons why I didn't go for the Pro.
Because you don't have 4K TV.
I don't have 4K TV, and also like
PlayStation 5.
I don't think PlayStation 5 is going to be in the next year or two, but I don't use the PlayStation enough to.
Yeah.
Autumn 2020. That's my prediction.
Joe, what have you been playing?
I've been playing many things.
Many things?
Now that I've finally fucking got past Horizon.
So, right, I've got a can of Espresso Monster, and it is every bit as disgusting as it sounds, but I don't really have anything else, so I'm going to keep drinking that. Sorry, you've been playing...
I've forgotten. After your disgusting
I think you said something about Horizon, didn't you?
Oh, no, yeah, I finished Horizon, as I mentioned last week, finally.
This is so disgusting.
Can I speak?
Well done.
Am I allowed to speak on this podcast?
Crowd goes wild.
Jeez. Disrespect. So, I decided to play something, or a few things, a little bit smaller this week.
You like playing with small things, don't you?
I was waiting for that.
Too easy.
God's
There's the
sake.
first dab of the episode.
God's sake, I quit. I'm
So
out.
what have you been playing? That's the end of Top Chat, everyone. What have you been playing?
I've been playing Life is Strange, episodes 1 and 2. Finished them both. Which is, like, I've played it before, never really got into it that much. But then I was like, actually, I'll give it a go. It's supposed to be really good. And it is
Okay.
quite good.
I don't think I'm ever
Story seems quite interesting. And it only takes a few hours for each episode. It's like a TV show. Pretty good.
Okay.
And then I played one of your top 10 games.
Really? What
I
have you
did.
played?
Rhyme.
I was just getting dressed.
It's cold in here.
It is cold, isn't it? You played Rhyme?
Yeah!
Have you finished it?
No, I literally just started like the first 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, so you've done the level where you've got to go and like...
All the lights in
sheep
the
and-
sky and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really know what's going on.
No, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of it, is you won't really know for
Yeah.
quite a while.
But it seems like a short game, so...
It'll take you about 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Which is nice, just to get
I
through
don't
a
think
game.
you've got the emotional capacity to enjoy it to its full
Mate,
extent.
Journey was one of my favourite games.
Yeah, but Journey's not that emotional.
Oh, it
Journey's
is.
just like
When the
whimsical
little
and-
fucking scarf man dies on the hill. Spoilers. But
Spoilers, everyone who's not yet
Cool
done
yourself through foot.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you haven't played Journey now, like fucking,
You're
what are you
never
doing
going
with
to.
yourself?
Anything else?
Yeah, I played The Witness, but I've given up on it now. I've just officially decided that I'm out.
Sorry, Jonathan Blow. But that game blows. Second dab of the episode.
It might do, but I wouldn't have gotten far enough because I'm not clever enough and patient enough. I haven't got time to sit here for hours drawing out squares on a sketch pad trying to figure things out. I'm not all about that.
Fair enough.
And Apex Legends, I played the game.
You played a game.
And game.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, Aaron and I were playing for about, like half an hour this morning, and
that shit. So.
this internet, our internet is so terrible that it was too just depressing to play. But yeah, I played one game, I think. Shot a guy a few times with a pistol.
I got
He
2
didn't
kills.
die. You got 2 kills?
Yeah.
I didn't get any.
Most kills on my team.
Statistically, you're better than Matt at it.
It's about time you were better than me at a game.
That's for another time.
That could actually... Okay. Write that down somewhere.
No.
Chatverse.
But I came
Yeah.
fourth
Fourth.
in my team. Not in my team. In the,
I was going
in
to
the
say,
game.
you came 4th out of 3. Well done.
If there was a way to do it, I would find a way to do it on a Battle Royale game because I don't play online games.
Yeah.
But then, yesterday,
Oh my god, there's a...
where did we go?
We went to, shout out, should we tweet at them
I
again?
tweeted at them. I
Yeah,
forgot
but
to
they
put the
ignore
picture
that.
the first time, but
We went to Loading Bar?
yeah, Server, the one in Shepherd's
Server,
Bush.
Shepherd's Bush Loading Bar. It's a very cool pub. If you're in or around London and you want a cool pub to go to, we heartily recommend it.
Because it's got video games.
It's got video games, it's got board games. I mean, it's got... What did it have in there last night? It's got an Xbox One, a PS4, a Switch,
N64.
N64, PlayStation Classic.
Yeah, which me and Aaron played a lot of. We tried to
Yeah.
play what was it, Rainbow Six?
Yeah,
That didn't go well.
that was terrible.
R1 and R2 looking up and down. You mental.
It was.
Good old
was-
PS1 control schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so weird not having the analog sticks. Like you don't realise how much you use them until like.
I also
Analog
got mad
sticks
losing a game that I've never played before on a PS1 Classic.
What game?
I lost at Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
Yeah, played a bit of Twisted Metal, Diddy Kong Racing,
Nice.
and some Smash and Rocket League.
Oh yeah, because I beat you at Rocket League.
Nah, that didn't happen.
I did. I
at all.
haven't played Rocket League for
Rumble.
about 2 years, and then you guys have been playing it for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes by the time I got to the pub. And then I just fucking schooled you, didn't I? Sorry, mate.
Well, actually, the game didn't technically finish, so we call it a draw.
Oh, should we explain to the ladies and gentlemen why the game
But
didn't
loading
finish?
bar. So, Aaron, what have you been playing this week?
1 second. The reason the game didn't finish is because Joe fucking rage quit and turned off the Xbox like he always does, because he's a little bitch.
Right,
Yes, that was right. That is exactly
Right.
what happened.
right.
Aaron, what have you been playing
This is
week?
why I don't play online games.
But anyway,
'cause I
shout
rage.
out Loading Bar. It's a really cool place. Give us free drinks next time we're in there. Aaron, what have you been playing?
So I played Red Dead when I got my PS4. Pretty good. Hunting simulator for me at the minute. It's just too open world for me. I'm not into it.
Fair enough.
Apex Legends because Battle Royale. and
More on that
other
later.
games. And Firewatch. Yeah, Firewatch is the shit.
Firewatch is a brilliant game. I mean, if you forget the story and then go back to it,
Which I did.
I've done that as well.
yeah,
Maybe I
it's
should
like...
go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted
But I've got
to.
my massive piles.
You do
of
have
games.
that pile. You need to work on that pile.
I know.
I can
should
see
get
it
some
from
cream.
here. You should get some cream for that pile. Yeah, I mean, I bought the Firewatch edition when it was new. I bought the Firewatch edition that came with the theme, with like the Firewatch music and whatever behind it. And I've pretty much never not had that theme on my PlayStation since I got Firewatch, just because I love like the aesthetic and the
Pretty
music.
sure
and
that's
it's-
what my PC background is as well.
Yeah. I mean, it just
I've
looks
played
so
that
cool.
but
Yeah, maybe
What's
I'll
my
go back and
PS4
play
thing?
Firewatch. Yours is
Far Cry 4.
Oh, is it?
It's a tiger.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like a Japanese
I'm a
art
tiger.
style looking thing. Okay. So anything else you've been playing this week? We don't really talk about Apex Legends just yet.
No.
We'll talk about that in a minute. You wanted to do your top 10, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because obviously episode 1 of Top Chat, Joe and I did ours, and then for week 2, Sebi, there's Seb's
Sebi
first
from the
shout out.
Webby.
Sebi from the Webby, he sent in his, our first listener top 10. But now we have our first guest top 10. So fire away, mate, and we'll just kind of, if we have any opinions or thoughts, we'll interject. But for now, the floor is yours.
So, honourable mentions, got Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and... should probably put that on silent.
Unacceptable.
Professionalism.
We're professional here, mate. We don't let phones ring and laptops beep and...
yeah, Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 is really good.
Is that the latest one?
Yeah, but they ruined it because for the Christmas noobs, they put the health up, so the time to kill is a lot longer.
Sneaky.
So everyone that got used to the time to kill from it being out, like, then had to pretty much relearn.
Weren't people
again.
like just so mad about that game because there was a woman?
I think the thing I saw the other day, because I never heard about it, but I saw a thing the other day about the case for it had a woman on it. But then if you go online and buy it online, the digital deluxe edition has a man on it. So the better version has the man on it.
Oh.
Wow.
Casual sexism.
yeah.
I don't know if that was what the whole thing was about, but that's when I saw
You know what's
the other
weird
day.
about Battlefield though? Is I thought of this the other day. Do you remember Titanfall 2 came out? And it came out like 2 weeks before like Call of Duty and Battlefield 4 came out. So that got like completely swallowed up. And then now the Titanfall Battle Royale, Apex Legends, has just come out. And then the Battlefield 5 Battle Royale is just
Not
about
out
to
yet.
come out or something.
Yeah, it's not out yet. I don't know.
Good
when
old
it's meant to be
EA,
out now.
scheduling their stuff very wisely.
Mm.
But I think they've left
Standard
the Battlefield
EA.
one too late. I mean, it needs to be really good to compete with.
Didn't sell
others.
particularly well either anyway, so...
Very true.
I think that's partly down to the was it the Game Pass or whatever it is. Like, I didn't actually buy Battlefield 5. I used the Game Pass to play it, and then they ruined it with the health thing, so I stopped buying the Game Pass.
Oh, fair enough. Onwards.
Fortnite, couldn't not put that in there. We spent too much time on it. Like,
We did spend a lot of time on it, but just to clarify from my point of view why it didn't make my top 10 or honourable mentions is because, like, all of the games that I mentioned in my list, I would go back and play tomorrow. Like, I miss them to a certain extent, whereas Fortnite, I don't miss. And it was a good gap filler game. Like, Destiny 2 was crap, but we still wanted something to play online, and it was cross-play, and it just worked. It was fun, but now I look at it and I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad I don't play that anymore. It looks so convoluted and just crazy. It basically looks
I feel like we played it at the best time when there wasn't much in it. And now they're putting like aeroplanes and stuff in it. Like,
it looks
too
like
much.
heyday Modern Warfare 1 and 2 compared to, you look at things now like Black Ops 3 where it's like, oh, you can wall run and you've got anti-gravity boot. It's too much for me.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk
later.
about it. Yeah, we will. So yeah, okay, fair enough. Fortnite.
The Telltale Games Game of Thrones series.
Yep.
That was pretty cool back in 2014, but yeah, they never carried it on. Don't know why.
R.I.P. Telltale.
Yeah. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Not enough people played it.
Yeah.
Good game. Don't see why. They're going into year 3 and they're like still pumping out content for it. So I'm like,
fair enough.
they've got to have somewhat of a player base.
You'd think.
Yeah. PUBG. Again, that's my in and out battle royale game. Like.
Dependable.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
GTA, Vice City, 3 and 4 and 5.
No San Andreas.
I think I was, and this is kind of like backwards, but I was too young to understand the story for it when I was playing.
It's
that.
quite heavy, the story, I guess. It's pretty hard hitting.
Whereas 3 was like the first one that got me like, I can go around and kill random people just for the fun of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And 4 we used to play like constantly, just like race to the airport, or
Yeah,
race to that
yeah.
like Subaru Impreza car, whatever it was.
That he didn't know was there.
Yeah,
Did you?
The secret one.
Do you remember when we
behind
talked about this?
abandoned
Yeah,
house.
I might have done. But
It's like 2 seconds from the spawn zone. Anyway.
It was a long time ago. It was 10 years ago.
Okay, so the GTAs get a decent mention. That's good. Surprised
Skyrim.
they're not in the top 10. But anyway, carry on.
Starrim. Like,
Yeah.
I spent too much time on that game. Like, it's one of those games like you start as a character. Like I started when I first did my first playthrough. I was like Archer, and then my second one I was like, I'm just going to use like axes or something. get halfway through, and then end up as an archer again. And I constantly ended up as an archer, and I couldn't
I was
shake
always
that.
an archer.
Yeah.
So what? The best weapon in video games is a bow and arrow, and
It's
I,
one of the most
I will
satisfying.
never be convinced otherwise. All games have instantly improved with a bow and arrow.
Fortnite wasn't.
Didn't know it was in
I mean,
Fortnite.
Assassin's Creed
But
The
was.
crossbow in Fortnite wasn't that
The
bad.
crossbow was crap. I'm sorry, it
You
was
were
terrible.
crap with it.
Everyone was crap with it.
I wasn't. I loved the crossbow.
Right, you're the only person.
Black Ops 1 and 2, good games. I reckon they're better than Call of Duty 4.
Just an appalling,
Again,
appalling
like,
opinion.
It's for me. I spent more time on the online. I think I had 30 days online on each of them within that year.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
Yeah,
when you put
exactly.
It like that. Well, actually, it's
That
not
probably
bad.
lost me my GCSEs.
Fair enough.
And I love the story for it. Like when you get the Dragon's Breath, Spaz 12, like, that was sick.
Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 are still infinitely better, but that's fine. You can have your
Whatever.
terrible opinion. That's all right.
Rainbow Six Siege. I was going to say not enough people played that game, but a lot of people did.
It had a bit of a rebirth, didn't it?
I was going to say my
Yeah.
cousins play it, which is weird because they're quite young,
It's
but it's what they play if they don't want to play Fortnite.
if I had to compare it
So-
to, or compare it to other games, it's like Battlefield and Call of Duty mix. Like it's like playing Search and Destroy, but you can reinforce walls and destroy walls and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It completely changes up the game.
I've played it a couple of times. It's just not really for me. But
Yeah.
are we still on your honourable mentions?
Yeah, I'll stop there now.
Bloody hell! No, just rattle through them. Just go quick. I don't want to cut you off, but just go quick.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Crisis 3 because of the graphics, and
Yep.
this is an odd one. I played it a while back. Mr. Robot, the mobile game.
Okay.
A mobile game.
Yeah.
Did I put Pokemon Go in my
Yeah,
honourable
you did.
mentions? Yeah. So that's 2 mobile games.
So it was
We're
really-
not gamers at all.
It was really weird though. Like I saw a thing about it. Basically, when you load into it, you pick up a phone, and it turns out it's one of the characters from the TV series, and
Okay.
then they're constantly texting you, but it works in real time. So like when you're like I don't know, I was at work and randomly my phone would buzz, and it'd be like, I need you to do this. Then you'd have to like go through and like work some stuff out and do like a social engineering thing. It was
That's
really
pretty
cool.
Okay, that does sound cool. On to the top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Here we go.
Number 10, Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, good choice. Actually, that is a good game.
It's so good. Like,
Yeah. Have you got the remaster?
no, I don't.
I'm tempted to pick that up.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, good choice.
Spyro Year of the Dragon, number 9.
Year of the Dragon.
Yeah.
That's number 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you going to pick up the remaster of that as well?
I
Yeah.
think I am, yeah.
Yeah, I'm. I want.
I'm not going to.
I wanna play it.
because I have 3 Spyro games on the greatest console in the world.
The PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, exactly.
The greatest console.
Number 8, Crash Bandicoot 2, Wrath of Cortex Strikes Back.
Oh, cool. You're going to pick up the remaster.
Probably am.
This is a very retro top 10. That was
Well, I
good. I
thought
like that.
they are on my lower end of it because, like, I haven't been back and played them. I did play a bit of the remaster for Crash Bandicoot, and I felt like there was input lag, so I didn't want to carry on.
I've heard
doing
that
it.
actually. Yeah, that there's a bit of input lag.
So
I've heard it's hard as balls.
Because there's
Yeah.
input lag.
Oh, I guess so.
Jump! I said jump!
Yeah,
Fucking jump!
it's really weird.
Shame.
Number 7, The Division. Again, not enough people played that game.
You're gonna get the
So
remaster.
good.
You're going to pick up number 2.
You're gonna get
I
number
probably
2.
am, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was talking to Matt about this the other day. Like,
Yeah.
I want it, but it's not a game to play on your own. Like, you can get through the
No.
story on your own, but after that, I feel like you need other
That was
people.
my biggest problem. I think I might have said in the last episode that I really like the aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like Christmas time, New York, like a forever Christmas. I just want to be in that world
Just
on my
run
own,
down New York
but you
is
can't.
so cool.
So
You just basically want to play I Am Legend, the game.
Yeah.
that's a good shout. Oh, that'd be a great game.
Games we'd like to see, episode 2. Or whatever, whenever it was. I don't know. Add that in. Someone. Who edits this? Oh, wait, I do. Onwards.
Number 6,
Fourth wall.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Wait.
Ah, there we go. There's the first
That
bit
was-
of shared.
I got my Switch and I played it for 2 weeks solid, completed it, and then was like, I'm done now.
Yeah.
And I understand why it has to happen, but I don't like how the ending happens where you get rolled back.
Yeah.
I understand why it has to happen, because otherwise you just end up killing all the enemies and the blood moon goes. But
oh no, yeah, it's such a good game. I did the same. I was out. I was thinking of getting the DLC because there's that bike that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's not much point to it anymore. Like, but yeah, incredible game. Puzzles.
And your idea of the Pokemon thing, I reckon that would work. But
Yeah.
I don't think it. Right, that's for another time
different time.
because it won't work.
Number 5 made my top 10. Firewatch.
It made your top
Yeah.
10. Firewatch. It is. Yeah,
It's-
I mean, to be fair, it is great. That's worthy. It's worthy of a place.
Number 4, Destiny 1. It had to be in there because of
I
the
think
amount
my-
of time
Yeah, didn't I put it at number 4 as well? Or fourth or fifth, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we loved
We
it.
put too much time into that game.
Didn't put enough time into it.
I think the only way that could be better, or Destiny as a whole could be better, is if there was more, like, 1 to, like, not full squad activities.
Yeah, you're reliant on, especially these days, you're reliant on
With the
raids and like
yeah.
high level, high skill players to get you through stuff, and it's just nah.
And Destiny 2 ruined it for me. Well,
Yeah,
probably
Destiny
not
2
play it.
is a disappointment.
Number
Yep.
3, Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm wrong. Should have had it in there.
You
Fine.
should have.
It's
You've
a
just
great
been
game.
more and more convinced of how much you like The Last of Us
Oh,
as
I'll
each
say-
episode has
I'll
gone
say,
on.
Yeah,
I'll say
it's 'cause
these are interchangeable actually, like, because I've just looked at it now and thought like maybe that could have swapped. But my number 1 and my number 3 could potentially be interchangeable.
You're number 1 and number 3, but
Yeah.
not number
But
2.
not number 2.
No.
Okay, that's odd, but fair enough. So number
How
2,
numbers
definitely,
work.
definitely second best. Never going to be the best, but definitely second best is.
CS:GO. I've
Oh,
put
okay, yeah.
Far too many hours into that game. Like,
I've
got
Do you realise how many times you've said that in this
Yeah.
list?
Have you just spent far too much time gaming? Is that what it is?
No, I went back and looked at it the other day, and I haven't got as many as most. Like, I know Chris has a lot, but I have 1,400 hours in it.
Shit, how many days does that come out as?
Um,
I'm going to work that out quickly. You say
um,
1,400?
Yeah.
It's about 7 days.
No, it's got to be more than that.
Oh wait, no.
In
Sorry,
that case,
no,
you've got more than
70,
1,400.
Sorry. Maths is hard.
Yeah, me and Chris played that for like 2 years solid, and then Chris has like, I think like nearly 2,500.
That comes out 58 days. 58.3 days.
Chris is,
Life.
by the way,
Oh, yeah, Chris-
your old YouTube partner on your old YouTube channel.
Yeah, like back in the day.
Shout out Chris Whitehead.
Yeah.
We should get him to listen to this. I mean,
We
might
should
do
get
now.
more people to listen to
We
this.
should get more people to listen to this. So should you listening. Give it to your mum.
Exactly. I was going to say actually,
She'll love it.
just we'll leave the suspense of the number 1 for a second.
Yeah, my bum's tingling.
But twitchy bum time.
Oh yeah, always. Always with
Yeah.
top chat.
Ah, my bum is just trembling for.
No, move on. Move on. Come
So,
on. Know when
as
to
I
leave
get into
it.
an impassioned speech about sharing this podcast, but
About twitchy bums.
yeah. So I just want to ask anyone who's like Seb, who used to listen on YouTube, if you could just come over to YouTube, give it a like, even though you're going to listen on the podcast services. Really help us out.
Does Seb not listen on YouTube anymore?
I think he prefers the iTunes format.
Yeah, I
so
don't
soon
blame
download it. Yeah, it's easier to listen to a podcast on iTunes, but just give us a like. And stuff
Come on,
like that.
Seb, pull your
Come on,
fucking
Seb.
finger out.
Like, you're supposed to be like
Jesus.
Sebby from the Webby.
You're meant to be the biggest fan.
Exactly.
You're lead to our Tenacious D.
He was the first listener.
He was actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, so
Excuse me.
and it also,
Bloody
if you
hell.
know anyone who likes video games, just
let
Give-
them know.
Put it
Yeah.
out there.
yeah,
Yeah, come on, do your bit, you lazy bastards.
Just insulting viewers off the bat.
fucking we give you this shit for free.
Should we do a drum roll for Aaron's number 1, which could have been his number 3?
Okay, let's see how.
Ready?
As you as a drummer and me as not a drummer,
Yes.
let's try do a drum roll.
Oh,
3,
not my tempo.
2,
Okay.
1.
Build it, build it.
Dishonored.
Ooh,
Dishonored and the DLC, the storyline, like
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, okay.
In
The drum roll was worth it.
in Dishonored 1, they
We're gonna
Make
get the
you-
remaster.
huh?
Let him speak.
I mean, I can talk about spoilers for that game. It's been ages.
Oh, it's been out a while. Yeah.
Basically, the queen gets assassinated, and throughout the whole story, you're led to hate the assassin. But then they did a DLC for it where you play as the assassin that killed the queen, and you see how like his decisions leading up to it.
Yeah,
like
his motives.
Actually, like, essentially ended up forced to do it. It's so cool. And
it's a game. I mean, just for me personally, it's a game that I tried to play for about 2 hours. I didn't get into it. I hated like the opening prison level.
Yeah,
Hated that, and then just never bothered going back to it, to be honest.
I mean, the storyline's a bit weird. It's like killing people to prove that you're innocent. But other than that,
I like the fact that you can go through the
incredibly-
whole game without killing anyone.
Yeah.
And then if you kill loads of
There's
people,
a guy
like
on
rats
YouTube.
appear and
There's
stuff.
a guy on YouTube. I can't think of his name now, but he does high chaos playthroughs, and his timing is impeccable. Like he'll shoot a guy so the head falls off, catches the head, throws it up in the air, so it then alerts some other enemies, and like he's just so good at the game. So, yeah,
Fair enough.
that's-
Good top 10.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Dishonored, but
What were you expecting from it?
I honestly didn't know. I knew you liked Dishonored, but I didn't think it would get that high. I didn't think Firewatch would get that high. I was pretty much convinced CSGO was going to be in there. I knew Destiny would be in there, but yeah, no, nice one. Very good. Let's move on to what's occurring. Because-
Matt, what's occurring?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you. There's two fairly big stories and then a few not so much. So we'll start with we'll do a big story sandwich, starting with Activision opening a refund program for Guitar Hero Live players, but only in the US for now. Basically, they've pulled support for Guitar Hero TV, removing all but 42 songs from the library. Previously, there was almost 500 tracks. And Activision have said in a statement to someone, I can't remember, that they are offering voluntary refund program, or they're offering a voluntary refund program for customers who bought the Guitar Hero Live gaming system on or after December 1st, 2017 in the United States. Customers qualify for a refund if they purchase Guitar Hero, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm not going to lie, I don't really know too much about Guitar Hero Live, but as far as I know, it's like a constantly updating Guitar Hero library, and now all of the songs have gone.
Yes. Well,
So if you play Guitar Hero, you're going to kind of be a bit pissed.
I added this in.
You did, yes. You brought this to the table.
Have Guitar Hero Live, but I also thought it was interesting for the future of the gaming industry in a digital space. But first of all, very interesting, a voluntary refund program. What is that wording? You voluntarily can get a refund if you want. If you really want to,
Well, no,
Activision...
I think what that means is they're not going to go out of their way
Yeah, exactly.
to give it to you.
But it's just interesting...
But that's standard procedure.
No, no, it's funny. It's Activision just being weird.
Right.
But basically, yeah, Guitar Hero Live was like... So it's like MTV, basically. You're just playing along to the songs, and then you get a currency and can pay for
Well, you could.
playing a song.
You could.
You used to be able to, yeah. So
Yeah.
that if you wanted to play a specific song, you could pay for it.
Yeah.
And then they did also have like the traditional Guitar Hero with like, I don't know, 40 odd songs, whatever it was. But you couldn't, there wasn't any like purchasable, downloadable songs, which there used to be on Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Yeah.
So now, in this sort of digital era where you can pay for things but you don't actually own them, like it sets an interesting precedent, I think.
It does.
And I guess it's only in the US at the moment, but
That seems like, to me, that's the biggest bit of like bullshit, is why is it only...
I
Because
think it's
presumably
just-
this is worldwide.
I think it's for now. It will be worldwide.
Yeah.
But it's basically like customers have paid for a for Guitar Hero Live, which comes with Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero TV, which is closed down. But they've now closed down more than half a game because obviously licensing costs with music is quite high, and having like every single time a song is played on that, they have to give royalties to the artist. So it's quite expensive to keep going, and there probably wasn't the player base.
Yeah.
But that's something that you've got to look when you're developing
Imagine
the game.
if you just bought Guitar Hero like the day before this happened.
So
That'd be
now
really
all I
funny.
can play is like Pierce the Veil featuring Kellen Quinn, and that's literally it.
That is a good song though.
It's good.
King for a day is a
played
good time.
Guitar Hero game since like Guitar Hero 3, I think.
I've never played.
Do you know the thing
I've
about
never
Guitar Hero
owned
Live?
Guitar
Is
Hero.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like just the shape of the guitar, and they've got rid of the coloured buttons, so now it's just black and white. And it's
Yeah.
more like actually playing a guitar. And you're playing
No,
at
I've
a
never
festival.
got into it. Activision seems like they're in a bit of a sorry state at the moment because they've just split with Bungie. There's reports that they're going to lay off staff, but primarily staff outside of the development teams. So, yeah, who knows what's going on there? But
I
hopefully
think
they're
it's
all
just
right.
a bit of like there's a bit of a AAA dip at the moment. I'd
You could say that. Moving on. Couple of bits of less interesting news. Fortnite's got a new account merging tool, so if you had separate accounts on, for example, your Switch or your PlayStation, you can now merge them. You could do it before with like Switch and PC or Switch and Xbox and blah 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 blah. Huh?
I was going to ask how that worked because I always had the same account on PC and PS4. Because obviously I had all my skins from PS4 with like the PS4 exclusives when I was on PC.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then what does this mean? Because
Well,
apparently
I'm
it was
assuming
Sony
it's-
saying that
I'm
you...
assuming it's now like if you have a PS4 and a Switch or something like that.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But yeah, as per usual, it was Sony throwing its toys out the pram saying, oh, you can't merge your PlayStation account because you've got an Xbox, and
What?
they just don't like stuff like that.
Crossplay.
Crossplay, exactly.
Future is now.
Fortnite's saving the world. Oh, which is the name of the game. That's funny. In slightly weird news, either of you heard of Sketcheck? Sketcheck? No, I hadn't either until I read this, but apparently it's a Team Fortress 2 YouTuber who has returned after claiming in 2015 that he was terminally ill. Just thought that was quite funny, really. Just
Love.
Don't really know what to say
laughing
about
at
it.
the terminally ill.
Well,
I mean,
apparently
he wasn't.
he said in this statement, he was like, I think it's okay to laugh at everything, but as long as it is actually funny. And in this case, it wasn't funny. And it's just like, what? I don't understand his motive there. Like, what's the point? Anyway, I just thought I'd throw it out there because it seemed interesting. Any insights?
I guess it was
Anything
probably.
to
I
add?
mean, I don't know how big he is, but stuff like
Should we
that.
have a look?
Stuff like that could gain sympathy from other YouTubers, giving shout outs and stuff
He
like
was
that.
gone for
Yeah, I
like 3
guess so.
years.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. What's he been doing for the last?
Maybe
3
he
years?
realised like he messed up and couldn't use that.
That's
as
the
a
thing
sort
about
of help.
YouTube and stuff these days, is that there's all this sort of YouTube scandal and stuff, and I'm Killer Keemstar, and it's like this 16-year-old boy has like shown his ding dong on camera,
Oh.
and it's like, okay, yeah, he's messed up, but
he's only got 31,000 subscribers,
I wonder, well, maybe,
but he has.
a lot
He gets decent views.
Go back.
probably dropped
When
out.
was the last video?
The last video was 5 days ago, but before that it was 3 years ago, and it had 217,000 views. They look to me, they're all quite short videos. They look just like probably machinimas or edits
Yeah.
or something. But I just thought it was interesting that he fakes terminal illness.
Yeah, I
'cause
don't
what's
want
the
to
point?
leave my point on like a kid getting his ding dong out of the camera, so I'm just going to carry on. But the age of like someone becoming famous from their bedroom, and like the amount of pressure, or not pressure, but like expectation that these kids are supposed to be like well behaved. What if this guy wanted to be
That's the
like
thing, though.
get out of the public eye, and he was like, oh, the best way to do this is if I pretend I'm dead, because he doesn't know any
But
better.
that's not the best way.
Well, exactly.
Okay, maybe he doesn't know. Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
That's the
you
thing
just
with
leave.
young YouTubers and like stuff like that. It's like you give anybody £1 million straight away, they're gonna blow it on random crap and like
Yeah.
Jake Paul and people like that are just like
Oh, that
prime
guy's just-
examples.
We're not
of it.
talking about him on this. We hate that guy.
We're going
I
to
do
have a boxing
as well,
match with
but-
all the, and we're going to do some diss
No,
tracks.
I'm not giving them any airtime. Game Informer, they've got month-long exclusive coverage of The Outer Worlds, which is the game coming up from Obsidian. We've talked about it before, haven't we, Joseph? It's
have.
the kind of Fallout-looking, I don't know, what is it? Looter shooter, I guess.
Yeah, like sort of
It just has a really,
RPG.
just got a really cool art style.
Yeah.
Not usually my kind of game, but the art style alone.
What I love
Has
about this
interested me.
game the most is that, again, I feel like this could be the next No Man's Sky, purely because
And you've ruined it.
the amount of people who don't know what this game is ridiculous. They think it's like a No Man's Sky. They're like, oh, you're in outer space. It's going to be this massive game. And Obsidian are there just like,
Nope.
no, it's smaller than Fallout. Like, it's smaller than any of the Fallouts, pretty much. But people just have these ridiculous expectations. They're like, it's the Fallout killer. Like, Bethesda is doomed. Which
I
they
think
are,
Bethesda are doomed,
but
to be fair.
This looks great. I love the art style. I love that they went from the Fallout sort of 1950s cartoonish style, and now they've sort of got their own new cartoonish style in here.
Yeah.
And they've got their own version of VATS, which is quite funny.
That's the shooting mechanic, isn't
Yeah.
it? Just for
And
those
in the
that-
trailer, they were like, the original creators of Fallout and the creators of Fallout New Vegas, which is considered to be one of the better Fallouts, because Bethesda didn't actually
fair
do
enough.
that one.
Fair enough. Good work, Obsidian, I think.
But yeah,
Take back control of your IP.
I can't wait to see this. Unfortunately, though, this is going to become a franchise, I reckon, and it's probably going to be the only one I get to play, because I'm not buying an Xbox, because it will probably be exclusive on the next Xbox.
What, this will? The Outer Worlds?
No, the next one, because
Why?
Obsidian have been bought by Microsoft.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
but this agreement was already in place with a publisher, so they had to publish it on PS4, I guess.
Well, we shall keep up with Game Informer's coverage as the month... Do we know... You brought this in. Is it March? Is it February? What month? Or is it just...
It started.
Oh, it's already started?
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess we'll update you next week then. Final bit of news, quite interesting. Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide chairman Sean Layden has had an interview recently with CNET about why they're skipping E3. And I actually thought it was pertinent enough that I would bother putting in the entire quote. So I'm just going to read it for us now.
I'm just going to sit back and relax a bit.
Sit back and relax for this one. Brace yourselves. So, this is from Sean Layden talking to CNET. Now we have an event in February called Destination PlayStation where we bring all retailers and third-party partners to come hear the story for the year. They're making purchasing discussions in February. June, now, is just too late to have a Christmas holiday discussion with the retailers. So, that's part one, by the way. So basically he's saying that when it's E3 in June and they announce all these games, it's too late to then go to like GameStop or whatever and be like, oh, you should order X amount of copies of this. Because apparently retailers are making purchasing discussions in February, which is just sickening, really, isn't it? But I guess that's retail. Both of you look completely uninterested in that. Continuing with the quote. Retail has really dropped off, and journalists now, with the internet and the fact that 24/7 there is game news, thanks to people like us, it's lost its impact around that. Presumably that means E3. So the trade show became a trade show without a lot of trade. The world has changed, but E3 hasn't necessarily changed with it. And with our decision to do fewer games, bigger games, over longer periods of time, we got to a point where June 2019 was not a time for us to have a new thing to say. And we feel like if we ring the bell and people show up here in force, people have expectations. Oh, they're going to tell us something. We are progressing the conversation about how do we transform E3 to be more relevant. Can E3 transition into a fan festival of gaming where we don't gather there to drop the new bomb? Can't it just be a celebration of games and have panels where we bring developers closer to fans? Sounds like to me he's saying that he wants it to be more of like a Comic-Con but just for gaming.
That shit's kind of deep.
Well, that's why I decided to include the whole thing, because
GX kind of used to be like that. Like when I went to Eurogamer, like that was Black Ops 2 time, and like I met like David Vonderhaar, a producer I think he was from Forza. Like back in the day, I wasn't really interested in that sort of stuff. I just got a picture and a signature, and that was it. But like nowadays, like stuff like that would be cool.
It would be. I think he's got some good points, because he's quite right that retail is pretty much massively dropping off. I do think it's mad that they have Christmas discussions in February, but again it makes sense because June is kind of, well, it's halfway through the year, isn't it? It's a bit late to be making decisions about how much stuff you're going to order for what. And let's say let's say that if they did go to E3 this year and they're like, oh, by the way, The Last of Us 2 is being launched in November just in time for Christmas, then suddenly there's probably going to be a shortage around the world because everyone's going to want to be buying it and blah blah blah. But kind of makes sense. I like the idea of changing E3 to being more of a convention rather than an expo. So
I've got a couple of thoughts on this.
Do pray tell.
I will pray tell right now.
Good. Prayers have been answered.
First of all, is that E3 has definitely changed a lot, and everyone can see it. And for some, because it used to be just the industry people, and now they're sort of letting in the common folk.
Any old
riff-raff, yeah, exactly.
That's better, well done.
Like us one day.
Maybe.
Little ragtag team coming in.
I'd still go, perhaps.
Yeah, but what Sony first said was, like, oh, we haven't really got anything to show this year. Like, gearing up for next gen, you know. But now they're actually sort of saying, actually, the convention doesn't really work for us that much.
Yeah.
And then you can see it from last year. They didn't have much to show. They showed The Last of Us for like quite a long time, and then they did the weird like stop and move everyone in theatres like from one theatre to the other. So it's kind of weird.
They're all doing their own events as well to try and step out of each other's shadows, aren't they?
Does this also mean that we're going to get quite a lot of news in February?
Well, I mean, that is kind of part of the quote, isn't it?
Because I presume that's a behind closed doors kind of, like, they're not broadcasting loads of
Destination
things,
PlayStation.
but gameplay and game releases will come out of that, I presume. So maybe we'll get like Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I think that's
maybe
why.
Last of Us 2.
I think that's pretty much what. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. It doesn't say when Destination PlayStation is, but apparently it's in February. Although we are now 12 days into February, so yeah,
Still
I don't know.
got
It'll probably be a press thing, won't it?
16 days to go.
But yeah, I mean that's why Sony aren't going to E3.
Phantasmo.
Does this mean the end of E3, or like he suggested, does it mean that it just kind of changes tact? Who knows? But I'd like to go to a game convention one day. Just don't know which one.
Gamescom.
Is that the one in Germany?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking in my head when I was saying that sentence. Anyway, that's what's occurring. Not a massive amount, probably finished on the most important or most interesting bit of news. But now we will move on to our main topic for the week because, as I said earlier, we have a somewhat expert among our ranks today.
I wouldn't call it expert.
Well,
I dabble.
I dabble. You dabble.
I mean, at least there can be two people to converse about Battle Royale games when I've played a game of Fortnite and a game of Apex Legends, and that's it. So, chat away, lads.
I mean,
and
I've
I'll
only
just
played...
Actually, I'm going to go to the toilet.
Are you?
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Because who cares?
Who cares? I mean, I've played one game of Apex Legends, and I mean, we've played. I'm now just talking to Aaron. We've played a considerable amount of Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean,
As we
played
said
it.
earlier.
What, like? I'm trying to think when it came out. It was like.
It was.
I wouldn't say it was like November. Like.
No, it was August or September 2017. Because we started playing it when it was Halloween. Because the rocket launcher was the pumpkin launcher.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it. So I think it was sort of like autumn or fall 2017.
Yeah,
so,
and we played that
weird.
for. I reckon we could have played it a solid 6 months, if
Yeah.
not longer.
Yeah, I would say 6 months. About 6 months. I mean, I think the last time I played it, we were still living in Crystal Palace, which was June, July last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably about 6 months.
And like, that was a game like, it got to be our destiny. Like we were playing it every
Solidly.
day.
Yeah,
as soon as we got in from work, like we'd play it for like I don't know, like at least 3 or 4 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. I mean, we mentioned it earlier as well, but I think the game peaked. I can't actually remember. Was season like 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3.
When it kind of
it was a Viking one. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the last time we properly played, was when the Viking Valhalla.
And it was getting
or
a
whatever.
bit too much then.
Yeah, with the cube
felt.
and the I mean, it's massively moved on since then, but yeah, it was a good game. It still probably is a good game. It just, for me, it's a bit much. Like, they brought in ATVs and the shopping carts were quite fun. But it just,
I never played
got
with the
too much.
ATVs. I think the last thing I saw on it was.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
No, I never.
I've
played
played with the ATVs.
I've never played.
Because there was one of the challenges was like drive them through the
Oh no,
flaming
that was
hoops.
the golf carts.
I swear
And
that
then
was
they added
ATVs as well.
ATVs with the rockets on the back, didn't they?
Oh, I didn't even know there were ones with rockets on the
Yeah.
back. So just for me personally, that was my first foray into Battle Royale games, because I remember we'd been playing Destiny a lot, we weren't particularly enthralled with it, and then you said to me, oh, Joe's returned with some water, and you said to me, download this game called Fortnite, it's free, I think, it'll keep us occupied until Destiny gets better. And I vaguely remember after like playing it for a few hours, I said, it's good, but I don't think I'll play it much.
Yeah,
which was
you
ended
didn't
up
like
being
the fact of like some games you could spend like 10-15 minutes looting and then like die instantly and just have to start again.
I get too impatient, as you learnt, because I would always shoot first and think later. Like the amount of times I would shoot too early and get us killed because I can't be asked to chase someone, and I don't have like the brain power or the processing power of someone like, for example, Ninja, to be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and this, and then I'll win the fight. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll just see someone and fucking pull the trigger, which doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it works, but funnily enough, not all the time. But people got really good at it. Like, I remember when we started playing it, no one built. Like, building was not even a thing.
I was pretty bad at building. I could build a 1x1 like quick enough, but like if I was caught off guard, I was terrible at building.
Yeah, I remember always shouting at you to build.
And that was the part of the game I hated the most. Like, and that's why I like PUBG and Apex. Like, there's no, it's a run and gun type of game. You're not got to think about like with Apex now. There's no full damage or anything in it. You can that adds a different element to the game, but you don't have to like worry. Sort of
let's move on to Apex actually, because it's obviously it's topical at the moment. We played for about half an hour this morning, but our internet in this fight is so shite that it was basically like watching the game in like 10 frames per second. It was absolutely shocking. But I think I said last week that to me the heads-up display looked a bit messy, and games with a lot going on the HUD generally put me off. But now that I've actually played it, and I've seen you play it for a bit, and obviously you know what you're doing, but still, it's not as confusing as I thought. It's just the fact that you have individual classes that have like abilities and like powers. So like, what was the name of the character? Like Scarecrow or something? What's he called?
Bloodhound.
Bloodhound, and he's got this thing where you can like
it's passive.
pulse.
It has a passive ability that lets you see clues from enemies that have been nearby. I don't know how it works like fully, but every so often you'll see like a little red square pop up and it'll be like this person or someone was here 50 seconds ago, and then you can like try find another step and just slowly start to follow them. But then he's got a tactical which you send out a pulse and it lets you know anyone's nearby pretty much. If there's a clue on the floor. And
then his like supercharge ability thing is he can see through walls and stuff.
Like,
and they've all got this, haven't they? So like what was the medic's one? She just pulls down like a care package or something, and it's got healing items. The shooting looks very like accessible in Apex as it was in Fortnite. But the learning curve, that's where it is for me. It's just with like all the abilities, and I know
that's the thing. Like you can I've been maining 2 characters. I've been maining Bloodhound and Wraith. Once you get like an idea of how the abilities work, it gets a lot easier. I play with Josh. He uses Mirage, and that class just looks incredible. Like you send out a decoy of yourself running in a certain direction, and it's like meant to confuse the enemy.
It does seem like the super ability, whatever they're called, like the superpower, whatever. What are they called?
Ultimate. I think.
Ultimate. So it does seem like the ultimate abilities are all quite strong in their own way, which is good because then at least the game will be balanced. But that's where the learning curve comes for me. The map on Apex Legends, I will say, looks very cool. It does look very cool.
It's very Titanfall-esque, which obviously being Respawn it's going to be. But
I have something to chime in here. Yes, I'm still here.
Are you here?
I am.
Have you died?
So, I've played one game, but my thing about the map...
Is it Tennis World Tour?
No, one game of Apex Legends, you knob.
Yeah, that was the joke. I've played one game. I should not be on this podcast.
So, I played one game of Apex Legends. The thing I have about the map is it's really big. Like, it's really big. And
One sec. Aaron, is it compared to Fortnite?
It's probably I don't know exactly, but I think it's roughly the same.
I don't mean
so it's not that big.
I don't mean big as in like scope, but like there's landscapes which are really big. Like there's massive open areas, and the firefights I got in was like really long range stuff. So yeah,
I would. To be honest, the bits we played earlier, most of Aaron's firefights were long range. I only had one, and it was in a building, and I lost.
So that's an observation that I made.
If it's relevant, it's a good observation.
The verticality of it.
Verticality,
that's the one.
Yeah.
Like, there's I was showing you earlier, like how high some of the high points are, and like there's only certain ways to get there.
Yeah.
But obviously you can just dip out if you don't want to fight the person that's up there.
I like the sliding thing where you can just like
sliding
really
is
rapidly
so
slide
cool.
down the
Yeah.
hills and stuff, because it is, like you say, it's a very vertical game. There's lots of like mountains and hills and stuff, and like ravines that you can just kind of slide down.
And
But
stuff
it,
like that.
it
I
looks
feel
really
like
cool.
with the sliding, they did well because they haven't had to put vehicles in it. They've got the balloons where you can just slide to the top and fly in. So if you're like lagging behind on the circle, sliding down a hill just helps out massively, and using the balloons helps out massively.
I think the reviving mechanic in Apex is a great idea, because there's nothing more frustrating than, and this would happen to us in Fortnite all the time, like one of us would go down and then get thirsted because 10-year-olds, and then whoever survived would then beat that team, and then it's just annoying because it's like, depending on how far through the game you are, you might want to continue, or you might just think, oh sod it, let's just go back to the lobby, because it does suck having to spectate something. You'd much rather just be playing the game yourself. So the ability in Apex to just, because you get downed,
So you get downed and you can get revived, like
and then
any
you can
other,
get
and
killed.
Then if you get finished off, your banner goes into your loot box.
Yeah,
And
and
I
then you
don't-
take the banner to a thing and it revives the person. They drop back in.
Yeah, but they can only
Yeah.
you can only use that respawn location once. So
Oh, okay.
say we were playing as a group of 3, and I don't know, you went down, I went and grabbed your banner and put it in the respawn thing, but then Joe went down. We wouldn't be able to use that respawn thing. We'd have to find
Go to a
another
different one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the mechanic.
But you can do 2 together. So like if you have both
Oh,
banners,
okay.
you can do them both together and they're dropping together.
That's a good idea. I like that. I think that's a nice, fresh kind of take on the whole down but not out kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because that was the biggest frustration in Fortnite, when it was like, I've just died, and now, just the 50-50 of, do we continue, do we restart, or whatever.
I'm not sure how many times you can respawn. I don't know if that's a...
Probably until you run out of beacon things, whatever they're called.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, in this game, you play as 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Fortnite, you can choose to play as a squad
It's
against
4,
other
2
squads.
or 1. Yeah,
or
4, 2 or
1.
1. But you can
Would
load
you
into...
want to play this game as a 1?
If everyone else was a 1, yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that like you have to play it as a squad now, you can split off and do your own thing, but you're going to come up against squads. So it seems
If you could
that's why
solo queue...
the contextual like spotting system is so good in that fact, because not everyone, well, everyone should have a mic by now, but not everyone wants to use one.
Yeah.
So it's another way of like spotting enemies rather than just
I do like that
guessing,
as well,
essentially.
like the tagging thing, where it's like when you see someone, you can send an alert to your squad and be like, "There's someone over there." But I mean, for me to answer your question, Joe, I would like a solo version of it, just because. Well, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know why, but I feel like it's easier to learn a game on your own. Whereas if let's say the 3 of us started playing it tomorrow night or whatever, I would feel bad because we'd be letting Aaron down because he knows what he's doing, and we'll still be there going, "Oh, what does this button do? What gun is this?"
Well, that
Is
was
this
my
one?"
thing in my game yesterday.
I'd rather learn at my own
in
pace.
some randoms, and I was like, "Oh, good, there's a tutorial thing." Which lasted, it like showed you how to
2
pick
minutes.
up and shoot a gun, and I was like, well, okay.
The tutorial is useless.
Like I've
Yeah.
played Call of Duty and it's respawn, like it's basically Infinity Ward. Like I kind of get
On
it.
that note, the guns sound incredible.
Yeah.
I really like
they
the sound
handle
design.
really well as well.
They do look good.
Apparently they've got really predictable recoil. I just saw an article before we.
Yeah, so that was a thing that Shroud got to play it before it actually like came out and before anyone knew about it. And he said to the developers, you should do a thing like Counter-Strike where guns have like every carbine has like the same recoil pattern, so one gun will have the same recoil pattern, so you can get good with a gun. It's not just like
that makes sense to me.
Like Fortnite was just random, really.
Oh,
you had to either tap fire
drove me
or
up the
just
fucking wall. Fortnite's aiming system in general
But
drives me up the
after
wall.
that little tutorial I had, I was like putting a game. I don't know how the levels work, but I was putting a game with a level 20. So he's played a few games, and then like
He's
someone
played
was
a
level
bit.
30 or something, or maybe less. I don't know the levels, but I was like, shit. First of all, I ain't got a mic, and I don't know these people, and I'm just gonna let them down. I didn't. I actually came top of my team, and I'm now level 3 after my first game. So MLG is that
Who did
still
you
a
play
thing?
as? Which
So I really don't like squad-based shooters. Like I just don't get them. Like why can't everyone just go pick up a med pack? I don't know.
because it's
what's
an extra
going on.
layer
Yeah, I know,
extra
but
layer of tactical.
For me, Call of Duty 4 creator class, that is how everything should be done.
Well, I
because
agree,
that's the only
funnily enough.
shooter that I got into. So
Nah,
Yeah.
give me Black Ops 1 and I'll be fine.
Oh,
yeah.
like wild cards and stuff. Nah, fuck that. That's when it got too confusing.
Yeah, exactly. I remember going into Black Ops 3 and being like,
It's just
no.
too much. Anyway,
I don't
yeah.
know it. So I did the training with the medic woman.
I think you have to.
I was like, I can't be relied upon to be the medic. So I just literally looked through all the characters and I'm like, which one is the soldier? Is the everyone? Like, you know, like the everyman. The one who can do everything.
The grunt.
Exactly, that's all I wanted.
That's
so
what
I
you went
was
for.
like the special soldier or something.
I think I know
a
which one, the
special
woman,
soldier.
whatever she's called.
I don't know, but
She's the one that's just called.
But
like,
I
Sun
picked up a
Soldier
gun
and
like
shit.
everyone
I
else.
don't know.
I think I didn't use my ability because I didn't know what it was. But I shot some people. I got 2 kills.
Very good.
Last
I'm
one
actually
standing
impressed
on the
with that.
team. Yeah. I had my little sniper. I had a sniper without a scope. I
How
think you
was
have to
your lab?
find attachments.
Yeah, so the attachment system works really well in reference to like Call of Duty and what's the other one? PUBG. So like
More on that in a minute.
So you say like I don't know, you've got a sniper, you find a scope, you find the barrel mod and everything for it. If you find another sniper that you prefer, you just pick it up and all your attachments will switch across onto it automatically. You don't have to sit like going through
Oh
your
right, yeah.
inventory
You don't have to menu it or whatever.
yeah. If you haven't got enough, like if some of the attachments don't fit for whatever reason, it just drops them on the floor.
Okay, fair enough. It's
cool.
an interesting concept. It's something I've not played before, but what's the Black Ops one? Blackout.
Blackout, yeah.
Yeah, Blackout's the same, isn't it? You pick up like attachments,
Yeah.
and that to me makes sense because of the Call of Duty world of being like you can attach things and
Yeah.
blah 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 to your guns. Just going to point out, if you can hear a low rumble outside, what is that? One of our neighbours has inconveniently started.
So a man in a van, in a green van, has come along with a pressure washer and he's cleaning a bin.
Oh, our timing is impeccable. So, sorry if you can hear that, but back to the topic. I've lost my train of thought as well, to be honest. Oh, attachments. So, yeah, I didn't really understand that. Because you pick up armour as well, right?
Yeah, so you get
Does it
body armor and a helmet.
does it automatically, like, say you open a chest and you find a better bit of armour, does it? You don't have to menu it. You just press circle or
And
square, whatever it is, and then it just puts on your good one and chucks the old one.
Yeah.
What I like
That's
about
good.
that
I
as
like
well,
that. That's
for
better.
noobs like me, it says this armour is better than the one you've got.
Yeah.
Does
so I
it?
was like, okay,
It won't-
thank
it won't-
you.
Yeah, it won't let you pick up armor that's lower than yours. So like,
Okay, that's good.
so, say you have a purple piece of armor that allows you to have, I want to say it's 3. It might be 4 shields on it. Whereas a white one only lets you have 2. So if your purple one is run out of shields, it'll let you pick up the white one because the white one will come with shields on
Oh,
it.
right, okay.
So in that case, it's better because it actually has shields.
Very
But-
clever.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a very fun game. There's not too much really I can say more about it. Unless there's anything you wanted to add. I'm going to play it some more. So
Yeah.
next week, Joe, are you going to play a bit more?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
when we can
Yeah,
I'd try a little bit.
I asked
if we
earlier.
set
I
up a
forgot.
squad, like it'd be great.
Yeah. Well, how
I
was
feel like
your?
that is something that I would actually enjoy, like, because a limited team of 3.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I hated being in Call of Duty when you're in a party. Say if it was us 3 playing Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and we'd have like 3 other randoms. Whereas this one's actually 3, so it works out well for us.
Well, how was your lag? Because it
Oh, mine
was
was fine.
unbearable.
Mine was fine. I just couldn't get into a game at first, and then it worked.
Excuse me. Jesus.
I don't think it's something I'd play continuously, but I think it'd be a laugh for a couple of
Yeah, for
games.
now.
And my thing is I could, if I didn't know what the name was, I could be like, this is a Call of Duty Black Ops Infinite Warfare, because I don't know those games very well. So to me, that could be any Call of Duty, because it's Respawn. It still feels like Call of Duty.
It is very Call of Duty-esque.
So, and that's why I actually did look into like downloading Blackout when they had the free weekend, the Call of
Yeah.
Duty Black Ops 4 Battle Royale, because it's Call of Duty and I've played Call of Duty, so I'm used to it.
It would be more accessible for you.
Yeah.
as-
Whereas Fortnite to me just looks like a mess.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate Fortnite and what they've done, but the game wasn't designed to be a battle royale. So for me, the building and stuff it looks like a mess. The shooting doesn't look very good. I I don't like the art style, but also fair play.
I quite like the art style.
Fair
I think
play
they pulled off that
for-
art style really well.
Yeah,
For like,
that's an
It's
interesting.
just for me, like, because that art style to me, that is for games like kind of like Rhyme and The Witness and
But the point of Fortnite as well is
Stuff.
it's meant to be for,
Firewatch and stuff.
or not for kids, but it's meant to be accessible to kids. So like, it's very
that's why there's no,
cartoony.
like, blood
Yeah.
splatter
There's no
and stuff
blood.
like that.
Kills are called eliminations. Like you
Yeah,
never
yeah.
kill
But I
anyone.
mean, for me, it's just
Too much kiddie.
too much colour.
Too much colour.
You know.
You'd rather a bit more brown, a bit more beige.
Yeah, brown. I miss
Red.
the 2008 Xbox era when
What,
everything
with
was
Gears
brown.
of War was just one grey palette with occasional bit
Yeah,
of
Call of
red.
Duties were a nice shade of grey.
Yeah.
There were 50 shades of grey, literally.
That's just reminded me of the days of like when YouTube was just populated by Call of Duty 4 montages, and people would always put colour correction on them so that
Yeah.
everything was ultra bright and ultra shiny. Looking back now, it's probably horrific, but at the time it was always like, this looks sick. And then a couple of music videos like had the exact same, like Def Havana. If you go back, you know the song Friends Like These?
No.
Aaron
No.
probably doesn't. you do know Friends Like These.
I don't listen to Def Havana.
No one does, but you must know
I
that.
never listened to Def Havana.
Everyone knows that song. It's one of those like
I used to be friends
Two-
with one of the old guitarists. So.
2008, just, you know, like post-hardcore. Anyway, yeah, just that video for Friends Like These has got terrible colour correction on it, and it makes me think of a Modern Warfare montage every
But also-
time I see it.
Not a music podcast, so
I'm just throwing it out there
Back
about
on
colour
track.
correction. I am on track. Fuck you.
not a colour podcast.
Not a
Go-
colour podcast.
Going back to Black Ops 1, it
Hmm.
had some of the best music. Like, the Zombies had had an Eminem song in it. It had,
You're trying to make a case for good music, and you bring up Eminem.
Hey now.
yeah, wait, what?
You sat right next to
I
him.
am sorry.
No, Eminem's the best.
Is he?
He's the best rapper ever.
Is he?
Who else is better? In terms
There's
of
no
lyrical
Soundcloud
ability,
song.
Have you ever heard of a band called N-Dubs?
N-Bobs.
N-Bobs.
N-Bobs. Yeah, that's obviously a joke, but music actually, funnily enough, you mentioned music. When we were playing Apex Legends earlier, I spent the whole time thinking, this sounds exactly like Black Ops. Like the kind of ethereal, spooky menu music is kind of like, it just took, I don't know if it sounds any bit similar, but for some reason it reminded me of being like, this feels like when I used to play Black Ops 2 or something.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Black Ops 2 in very, very long time, so I might be making it up. But yeah, that was just something I thought. But should we move on to another Battle Royale? And this is where you're properly going to have to take to the fore, because Joe, you've never played PUBG, have you?
No.
No, neither have I. Tell us about PUBG and how it compares to Apex or Fortnite or whatever.
I think Apex will do better no matter what, just because it's a pick up and play. Like, you don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
It's once you play a couple of games, you know what's going on. Whereas PUBG's kind of like that, but the maps, unless you play the small map, the maps are massive. Yeah, I don't know what else we want to know really. Like, it's the same formula. Like,
It's
just reskinned.
so that's
essentially.
person or third person?
Depends. So you can join a third-person server, and obviously all your shooting can be aim down sights, first person.
Right.
But you can shoot in third person if you want, which no one does. Or you can join a first-person server, which has got like a lot more popular.
Okay. So there's different servers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So it's recently released on PS4, right?
Mhm.
It's finally come to
think.
PS4.
Yeah.
Has that
yeah.
actually made any buzz on PS4?
I've not heard of it.
What the
I
hell
didn't know
is
about
that?
it until one of you guys said
Children's.
about it.
Yeah, it came up on PlayStation Store the other day, being like, "Oh, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has just landed," because it's been on Xbox for a year.
Yeah,
Maybe?
I think they had a year
Yeah.
exclusivity.
Exclusivity.
But
And now
isn't
it's
it like the
everywhere.
only? This is the one thing I can't understand rather, about battle royale games is PUBG's got 2 maps, right?
3 now.
3 now,
Yeah.
and it's taken them
Quite a
3 years to have 3 maps. And Fortnite's still got 1.
Fortnite's, yeah, we
Fortnite's-
worked this out while you were having a week. It's been out
Fortnite's
about 18
is
months.
Ever changing as well.
And yeah, to be fair, they replace areas and they it all went snowy over.
I know they're
Christmas.
really big, but I just get bored.
The two bigger PUBG maps are really big, and if you're playing on a squad, the first map that came out was the buildings were so far apart that playing as a squad didn't really work too well because looting was just so hard in the beginning. Unless you were like really good at like 1v2s or 3s, like, and you could split off, like you'd be looting for like 15-20 minutes and then spend half your time running.
PUBG was a mod, wasn't
I was
it?
literally just about to say, wasn't it a mod of like
Armour. It
H1's?
was an armour mod.
It was armour.
Armour, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
So armour
So
is
it's actually, like,
an
so-
RTS?
Player
What is
Unknown
armour?
is the guy that made
Armour is a
Yeah.
It's like an old
strategy.
like
Armour is made by the people who
made DayZ.
made...
Or
Armour is... The people who made Operation Flashpoint, I think, made Armour.
But that's a first
like
person
human
shooter.
Yeah, Armour is a first-person shooter.
Oh right, it's
Or
not
a
an
tactical
RTS.
based,
Right, okay.
realistic combat shooter.
yeah.
And
So, I
then
mean,
PUBG
that's the
is
thing.
a mod of that.
I think so. Or H1Z1 or one of those.
Oh, H1Z1 is a
I'm
mod
pretty
of.
sure it's Armour.
What's H1Z1 a mod
I
of?
think H1Z1 was a mod of Armour and then it had a standalone. Or DayZ.
No.
One of those, something like that.
DayZ was a mod of Armour.
And then
That
it
was a
became a
zombie mod.
standalone.
Yeah, then that became a standalone. Which
So what's
was-
H1Z1? Is that just its
I
own
think
game?
that was just its own game, and then they
Right.
did the King of the Kill, which was the Battle Royale version of it.
Oh, I thought H1Z1 was just the battle royale.
H1Z1 was like a zombie
Zombie
game. I'm
game,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
It was like a DayZ
Yeah.
type game. Yeah, what I want to say about what's the game called? PUBG is that it's sort of it's got like the gameplay of like the battle royale, which seems to be connecting with everyone very well, but it doesn't seem to have like the long term appeal that sort of it doesn't have the thing like the
Yeah.
Fortnite
They keep
has got like the building and the kiddie graphics and stuff like that, and the new Apex Legends has sort of got it's in this Titanfall universe and it's got all this. Call of Duty is just attached to Call of Duty, but sort of PUBG I think might wane a little bit just because it's just a shooter. Like it's just a good shooter. It's off good like
Well, this
mechanics
puts
and
it in
stuff.
perspective. Back in, I want to say less than like 6 months ago, PUBG was like quite high up on Twitch list. Now, Apex Legends has nearly 300k viewers, and that's first. And then Fortnite is fourth on the list and has 60k, which that was top.
Fortnite's fourth.
Yeah.
I remember
Wow.
PUBG coming out and it was like
And
there's so many concurrents. It's amazing.
What's second and third? LOL and CS:GO.
Dota
Dota.
League.
There you go.
Alright. So LOL and Dota, yeah.
Yeah, when PUBG came out and then it was like doing all these concurrents, I remember hearing a lot about it. And then Fortnite came out and was like doubling those concurrents, and like has since just been incredible. And there was the whole thing about PUBG is like Fortnite is copied PUBG kind of thing, which they did.
They filed a lawsuit, didn't they?
But I remembered this the other day.
yeah.
The original Battle Royale game,
Yeah.
the Hunger Games Minecraft mode.
Jesus Christ.
Do you remember that?
I do, but I didn't think you were going to bring that up.
That was the original Battle Royale game that I remember.
So, very good. Aaron, PUBG, do you have to pay for it on PC or is it free?
Yeah, so I think...
Right, okay, good. That's going to help me. So, my theory for why Fortnite, Joseph, why Fortnite is the roaring success that it is,
Because it's free.
more than that. I think right place, right time, because PUBG was kind of like on the up and up and up, and then everyone wanted it, but only PC players could get it, and you had to pay for it, and it was difficult, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly here's this free-to-play game that is on literally everything. I mean, well, it wasn't on Switch when it first launched, but it was like PlayStation, Xbox, PC. They're like the three biggest platforms. It was on all three. Like I've already said, it was free. It's very accessible. Like at the start, it was so easy to just pick up and learn. And like it was just zeitgeist. It was so just at the time. It was perfectly poised because there was nothing else really like it other than PUBG, which was, as I said, PC only, and you had to pay for it. And also like the rating, because it's Fortnite is E for everyone or whatever it is, or universal or whatever, whereas PUBG is 18 or 16.
I'm not sure.
And
imagine
it's
gotta
definitely
be like-
not for kids.
No.
Like kids are going to play it, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's not like Fortnite, which is like explicitly made for children. Well, not for children, but to be accessible for children. So those would be like my 4 points as to
Yeah,
why
that's-
Fortnite will outlast
obviously, and that's back to my point, is
PUBG.
that like Fortnite has like the interesting art style. I don't like it, and the building mechanic that when you're watching on Twitch,
I don't even think the
that
building mechanic
attracts-
is too much of a big deal because
I think it
It
is the
separates
main
it.
thing. It's like because if that was just you like going around and picking up guns and shooting people, I don't think it'd be that
But for the
interesting. The
most
gunplay
part-
doesn't look very good. To me.
I would say though that for the most
Oh, I
part,
think
until you get late game, I don't know how much Aaron would agree with this, but people generally speaking don't really build that much at first.
No.
You know when you're coming up against
Yeah.
a good player when their first reaction is to just immediately build.
Yeah, I know that.
There's a lot of
but
players will just try and engage
it's
in a
not just
gunfight.
the actual act of building. It's then collecting the resources at the start.
I've completely forgot that was
Wait,
I forgot about
So
the
I don't even
pickaxe.
fucking play this game.
I haven't played it
You
in-
collect the resources at the
Yeah,
start,
you
so
do,
that
yeah.
you've got the building materials at the end, which adds a dynamic to the game.
For a while, I couldn't walk past like a pallet without just in my head being like, "Whoa,
There
you
you
get
go.
about 50 wood from that."
Battle Royale expert,
Very
Joe
good.
Walsh, top chat.
Yeah.
See you later.
No, I think with a game like Apex, I don't think I had this for the other day that it might kill Fortnite, but going back on it, I don't think it will. But I think it could potentially kill PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, I think it would be more competition between. I feel like Fortnite's separate, and then it's like Blackout, PUBG, and Apex Legends are going to
Yeah.
battle away for that one.
I think
They're going to have a battle royale.
Blackout's
And
kind
that'll
of
be
already losing, isn't it?
yeah.
I think the Call of Duty crowd.
I think Blackout's still higher than PUBG and like
I
Twitch
think-
views and stuff like that, and down like
Yeah.
concurrent players. But I think
In terms of like Call of Duty's longevity these days is mainly in esports,
yeah,
and Blackout probably isn't going to be an esport. It will still be Search and Destroy
The thing
or
is, though,
TDM
is
or
that
something.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was still the highest selling game of 2018.
Yeah,
So
but- yeah.
it's in
That's
a
just
lot
COD,
of
though, isn't it?
people's
Like, COD sells.
exactly. It's still in a lot of people. Like all they need, like Activision aren't going to give up. It's Activision. This is a money maker. This is the zeitgeist. They'll put money into it. The next big update, there's like 30 odd million people who've got Black Ops 4, and they'll be like, oh, I can just jump into that.
I
Yeah.
personally with Black Ops 4 think the online's better than Blackout. I'd much rather sit and play online for like a
Yeah.
couple of hours than Blackout.
If I was to get it, I would undoubtedly spend more time just playing like a domination game
Yeah.
than I would play. I'd probably play Blackout every now and then, but I know that I would get bored of that quicker than I would get bored of just like a standard playlist of
Yeah.
game modes or whatever. But we mentioned it a minute ago. H1Z1. How much do you actually know
I
about?
know nothing about that.
Do you
game.
not? Shit,
No.
I thought you played it.
No, I've never played it.
Okay, we'll have to ignore H1Z1 for now. But I guess in terms of doing a comparison, it's early days for Apex. Shit, was it?
Legends.
Legends, thank you. I was like, it's not Apex Predator. I know it's not Apex Predator, but what is it? But in terms of Fortnite versus PUBG, what would you say you play more of? And this is obviously to Aaron because
Play more of now.
Yeah.
PUBG.
more than Fortnite.
I play PUBG
Yeah.
more than Fortnite now. Back in the day, definitely Fortnite. Like back when.
Yeah, I think when Fortnite was new, but I mean that kind of speaks volumes in the sense that you've gone from playing PUBG to then spending a decent amount of time playing Fortnite, but now you've gone back to PUBG.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Why do you think that is?
It got too like we said earlier. Like they just added too much stuff to it.
Yeah.
Like think aeroplanes and flying quad bikes was a bit ridiculous, and like the whole rift thing and the cube. Like
I did like the
the,
rifts.
the
to
rifts
be
were
fair.
cool, and they were
Yeah.
like the pocket rifts were quite tactical, and I like that. But
Yeah.
now they're like adding the same silence versions of the same gun, but silencers didn't actually make that much of a difference.
No, they really didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the other thing with Battle Royale games,
It's
and
also
this
like what your friends are playing.
literally what I was just about to say, like when I was making my list earlier of why I think Fortnite has survived, is because if your friends are playing it, you will play it.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily just Fortnite. Like you say, PUBG, if your friends are playing PUBG, you're not going to just go and solo queue Fortnite. You'll play PUBG with your mates.
Yeah.
Or, vice versa. And probably for a while you'll play Apex Legends because your friends are playing it or whatever. So, yeah.
So I have a question. When
Good.
do you think that this will end?
What,
the
Battle
Battle Royale
Royale?
bubble.
I thought the Battle Royale bubble was dying until Apex came out, and then all of a sudden everyone's back on it again.
Well, we've still got Battlefield to come out as
Why?
well.
Why does it have to? Because can you think of any other like game
Yes, I can.
trend that? Go on then.
Yes.
Top Spin 4.
Yeah.
Tennis games.
Tennis games. They never lived, let alone died.
Shout out to Top Opinion episode 1.
Yep, available on YouTube, but nowhere else because it's only 10 minutes.
I can. The Hero Shooter. Do you remember like 3 years ago? What was Battle Royale? No one heard of that.
Right.
It was Overwatch. It was Battleborn, Paladins, Lawbreakers, all that. Where you've
They
got...
haven't died. Overwatch
Yeah.
is still
No,
massively
I'm not saying
popular.
they've died. But do you remember, like it was like that year. Those
And then-
all came out.
But you could also
it's probably
say-
not a conversation of when will it die. It's when something new gonna come along. Like
And
when's
what
the
will it
next
be?
big thing gonna
Yeah.
come
You
along.
could argue that Apex Legends is the perfect mix of Battle Royale and Hero Shooter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
but
Overwatch
that's
mixed
kind-
with...
that's
But that
Like
is the
Black
point
Ops
of it. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that was the next big thing. And like, so Overwatch came out, and then you had like Battleborn and Paladins and stuff, and then like no one played them because everyone played Overwatch, and like people still do play Overwatch and
Yeah,
stuff like
Overwatch
that.
just creamed Battleborn.
But like,
Absolutely
there was
spanked it.
it's when people do like it all at the same time. Like so everyone started doing it. Everyone had to do a hero shooter. Like I think Epic did one. I think that was Battleborn. Or maybe that was what Fortnite Save the World was supposed to be. I don't know.
But they've been working on Fortnite for like 10 years, so I don't know.
But Epic's quite big, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it's just going to come to the point where there's too many, and I feel like that's also what's happening with the games as a service.
Okay.
Destiny and Division. Anthem is going to be the best example of it. Like Anthem and Division 2 coming out at the same time. You mad? No one's going to be playing those.
Yeah, I
well,
think...
one of them's going to be playing. All of them are going to be.
Come on, get there. Don't do that. Fucking hell, that'll be loud. Go on.
I think that depends on like what
You can go.
you're gonna.
You can't even think what the sentence was going to be, can you?
what I was saying.
Basically, I think you were saying that one of them is going to dominate the other, essentially.
Yes,
Like,
one
you
of
can't
them.
play both.
One
at
of
the
them
same
is going
time.
to dominate the other, and he's out.
Back to his comfy position.
But I reckon like, why can't they both exist? Like, I do get what you're saying. Like one's gonna dominate, but like, I watch a lot of people that play the Division 1 still. Like that game got a 1.8 update, and it just like completely changed the game. And now people have started playing it again. But like, go back a couple of years. I don't know how long that game's been out now. Like 2 years or something.
What, the Division?
Yeah.
Came out a year after Destiny 1, didn't it?
Did it?
Well,
I feel like about a year after D1.
The
Which
thing
would put
is,
it at, what, 2016?
things can live together, but there's too many games. Top Opinion
And there's not
episode
enough-
3.
Yeah, there's not enough time
and there's not enough time
for the
and
consumer.
it's not that, like, it wouldn't be a problem like if 50,000 people enjoyed playing Division and
50,000 people
like,
used to live here. Now it's a ghost
a million
town.
people enjoy playing Anthem. That would be fine, but it's not fine for the companies. Which is when you get to things like Activision laying off thousands of people.
Yeah. I think Anthem is potentially going to sink BioWare.
It could do. I am actually
Well,
thinking of doing another
Anthem-
top opinion on that.
if
I'm in the
Anthem
same
doesn't
boat
sell-
as you with that. The more I watch of it, the more I don't want it.
Yeah,
when it first released, I was like, "Oh my god, this looks incredible! This looks
Yeah.
like the Destiny killer that it was meant to be."
Yeah,
But
and
now
it
the more I
just
watch it, I'm
doesn't.
just like, this just looks
And
like
that's the
bullets
thing,
on send.
because
Yeah.
EA will look at other games in that sort of games as a service space. Like, I don't know how much money Destiny has made, but they're probably also looking at
fuck
Fortnite
ton.
as well. And they're like, that's the goal we should be aiming for. They're not looking any lower than that. They're like, we need to be up there. And then if Anthem like does relatively well, sells like 2 or 3 million,
I have a scary feeling that
then
Anthem's going to tank.
exactly. And if it does tank, or tank in EA's eyes, not necessarily like it does
Yeah.
a few million and it does quite well, gets 7 or 8 on like the reviews, but to EA that's not good enough, and that tanks them. And then they're like, look, the last thing you did was Mass Effect, and that failed. So you've got Dragon Age, the new one they've announced, and that's it. And I can see that happening.
Yeah. Well,
Worrying
The thing
times.
about
Yeah.
because I wrote some stuff down about the Division. because obviously Division 2's coming out soon. Where was my notes on it? This is just going through Steam and the player base through Steam. I don't know what it's like for consoles, but
Right.
when Division came out, it had a little over 65,000 players on launch.
Is that it?
Yeah, but that's just on Steam.
Oh, even then, that's quite small.
60% of those players stopped playing within the first month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is no retention at all.
They have randomly about a 10 to 15,000 player increase when major updates came out and content drops, but then that dropped back down, and now the game's sitting at around 5,000 players on Steam alone.
Jesus.
With Division 2 coming out, I don't reckon it's going to do as well as I want it to.
No,
But
probably not.
I think they're probably expecting more, because I know that Division is doing some kind of crossover thing with Division 2. I think there's some kind of content crossover XP, I don't know. But I think with Anthem probably tanking, I think the Division's going to be alright, because it was quite a well received game.
I think they're both... I
can't see them both tanking, because there's that itch that people like of that games as a service, and
Maybe
I feel
it's
like
just-
people will jump into one. They're like,
anything.
which one?
If anything, I think Anthem will do better than Division. Anthem will do better than Division just because
it's
it's
different.
the same with Destiny. They haven't limited themselves. It's a space game. They could think up literally anything.
Yeah.
Whereas the boss fights for Division have to be humans.
Yeah,
they
it's
can
true.
add things to them, but they have to be humans. Because it's not like
It's a tough
it's not like
one.
it's a zombie outbreak or anything. It's just a virus.
Weirdly enough, I think now, the more I've seen on the Division 2, the more I'm interested in that than I would be Anthem, even though I didn't play the Division 1. I don't know. I don't want them both to tank, obviously, but I have a sneaky suspicion that they're going to.
Why can't Anthem just be a single player game? Oh, it would be so good.
But then it would just basically be Monster Hunter, wouldn't it? Just
yeah,
go
but
and play that.
with some actual content, because it doesn't look like it's got any.
What, Anthem?
Yeah.
It does look a bit
But
hollow, yeah.
The
like Destiny on launch. It's like, oh, I've done it all.
Destiny on launch.
Half an hour.
Let's get
the idea of
thing
flying
for it?
around
DLC?
looks quite good, but I don't know.
Yeah, the jetpacks look cool, but I think that might be a gimmick as well. How much you're actually going to use that in the game?
I'm amazed that they run out of fuel. You seen that?
No.
The mech suits.
Pay
you have to
£10 for a
no,
card.
I think you just have to boots on the ground for a few seconds and it refills the bar. But
I mean, I guess that could be
What?
pretty OP in boss battles, just hovering above them, shooting down or something.
maybe, but then program your bosses to just shoot where or whatever, attack where the player is.
Yeah, but there was things in Destiny where you could find little spots where the enemies couldn't get you. We used to do it in some of the
cheese the boss.
Having a jetpack allows you to do that anywhere on that surface.
I don't know. I just thought it was weird, considering it's such a crucial thing. It's in this game you fly to your destination, but it's you run out of fuel halfway there, and you have to just stand for a minute and wait. I don't know. It just struck me as a bit odd. I think that's what it is anyway. That's just basically after watching about 5 minutes of gameplay before going, this isn't for me. But,
That was some top chat.
well, we've still
I was
got about
involved
10.
in. Well,
Excuse me. Still
that's
about
the
10
thing. I
minutes.
just want to change.
I don't want to change
topic a
subjects.
little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have any? This will last 2 seconds because I don't think any of us will have an answer. But do we have any inclination of what might be the battle royale killer? Because I haven't got a clue.
No, that's the thing. You're not going to know until someone does. Puts a
It's
formula
going to
together
take
that
something
works.
social, something pick up and play, easy to grasp, and accessible to all ages. But what that will be, who knows? Maybe it might not even be a shooting game. It might be
Well, you could,
a racing game or a GTA Online style thing. Or
I'd say before
knows?
sort of battle royale, it was basically Minecraft
Uh,
as a
yeah.
genre. Minecraft.
if you don't play the craft, you don't get the shaft.
Nice. But
Well,
anyway,
who knows? We'll see. Come back to us in, I don't know, 2 years when something new is out.
still have 7 views. Please share. We're so lonely.
God, you make us sound desperate.
I'm quite desperate.
Why?
Some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Have you not been paying attention to our top chat? Have you been googling things?
I haven't been googling anything. I was just looking on Twitter a little bit.
Terrible.
the waited for Nintendo Direct is finally here. Tomorrow,
The
10
waited
PM.
for. That's just great vocabulary.
I know.
That.
What's the
I don't know.
right
Long
turn of
awaited.
phrase?
Anticipated.
Anticipated. Nice. I got like an A in English GCSE.
Yeah. Nintendo Direct's here, is it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's tomorrow.
Copied me and got a higher grade than me.
So it's tomorrow at 10
Jesus.
PM, and we're finally going to learn the release dates for Nintendo games. Woo!
I bet they only announce dates for like 3 games.
And one of them will be Mario.
Yeah, there'll be like a new Mario. It'll
There's
be
no
the
Mario game
Yoshi.
coming out.
They won't announce a Pokemon game. Yeah.
Nah, Pokemon's E3.
Saying that, there was the other day there was some Pokemon Go and Pokemon and like official account Twitter bans where they revealed like shiny Meltan, and it was like, oh, is that it? So maybe they're gearing up for something, but I don't know. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I'd be interested to see what the new Pokemon game.
I can't believe you're still playing Pokemon Go.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go.
Excuse me. There are millions of concurrent players. I'm actually going to look up how many there
The
are.
average age of 4. So
that's-
anyway,
no.
Well, it literally is. It's either 4
no.
or like mums.
This is
Like,
no. That
at
I
work,
agree with that
mums.
more than that. Like, yeah, I would say the player base of Pokemon Go are people probably our age who wanted this game when they grew up playing Pokemon, i.e., me. And then yeah, like mums who
literally
walk their
work.
dogs and
When I'm in work and you see people with prams and they've got their phone holder attached to their pram with Pokemon Go going, it's like
yeah, it's amazing. Well, I'm just going to say that in May of 2018, this is from Eurogamer.
Sounds
Do you,
like
do you want to just
almost a year
a
ago.
little bit out of date.
well, still May of 2018, so 2 years after it launched. Do you want to just have a guess in terms of millions? How many people logged in?
How many was?
How many different people?
2 million.
Well,
You're
what did-
way off.
oh,
20
probably
million.
You're still way off.
22 million.
Way
60.
no. Double it, and you're still not there.
222 million.
Okay, no, 140,
Exactly.
147 million people in May of 2018. And yeah, I know that's going back about 9 months, but come on, you can't say that no one plays Pokemon Go. It's not
can.
like it's just me.
I
Like-
will.
Right, what are you doing? Are you playing now?
No, I'm just working something out.
Alright, I've just found
How many?
something that says about December 2018
140,
Pokemon Go statistics. But anyway, yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, Nintendo Direct. So that's tomorrow night. So what is it? Is it like a live stream or?
It is live streamed, but it's a pre-edited video presentation.
Okay,
So
where
no
they're going to
awkward
release.
moments like E3 has.
Well,
and
it's
shit like
still very awkward and
Oh,
very cheesy.
Yes. Okay, are you going to be watching it?
I don't know if I'll watch it live, but I'll be interested.
I might watch it back.
that. What are you trying to work out?
I've
eventually.
worked it out. So your supposedly high number is 0.02% of the world. So doesn't sound like a lot to me.
147 million players is more than any other game in the world. I'm just going to say
Nah, it's not.
it is. What other game would come
But
close
that's
to
like,
that?
That's logins. I'm pretty sure in May of last year I logged into it. I was like, why did I do that? And put
But
it back
also,
down again.
Doesn't
Also,
matter. Even if
To
half
play
the
a
people,
game, there has to be gameplay.
even if half of those 147 million did what Aaron did, just logged in and then went meh and turned it off again, the other half will have been like me and maybe played it for 10-15 minutes on a walk. That's still 60 minutes. That's still.
I mean, again, like,
it's the most popular game in the world. Like,
I
I
kind of
don't get this
understand
whole
it.
like, oh, why do you still play Pokemon Go? It's like, well, yeah, me and so does fucking 0.02 of the
I
world.
kind of
It's
understand
the
it,
same
because
of the world.
You live in a place where you have to walk to like your train and stuff like that. I drive everywhere, so I can't use my phone.
Yeah, I walk a lot. I do walk a lot, and I guess living and working somewhere like here, you have more spawns and stuff, and
Okay.
like. But I've got to say, on just while we're
Okay.
talking about Pokemon Go,
Pokemon
Niantic's handling of Generation 4's launch has been absolutely diabolical. It's terrible. Should we wrap it up there?
Yeah,
gentlemen?
I was just about to say, so we can sort of. I'm feeling good with how well we're hitting this sort of 1 minute 36 mark.
1 minute 36. That was quick.
An hour 36.
I was
rather.
going to say, Aaron, have you got a controversial corner to drop? But you've kind of already done it by
Yeah.
saying that you think Black Ops is better than COD 4, which is just, to quote Johnson from Peep Show, it's bloody outrageous. So you're not allowed another one. But thanks for coming on, mate.
Have you got one?
A controversial corner? Not really.
Maybe I should see if I've got one.
It's maybe you see if you've got. Do you write some down? And
I'll
just
write
say
them down when I think of them. I think I've got some.
Did you like that Peep Show reference? It's when he's talking about someone who wants a raise, and it's given there, like, oh, who dies? What's the name of the guy that dies? Like Dobby's mate,
Gerard.
Gerard at Gerard's funeral, and he's like, oh, the last time I spoke to Gerard, he was in my office asking for a raise, which, given his performance, was bloody outrageous. It's just the funniest show in the world. Anyway,
maybe I'll drop this one.
Go on then.
Halo.
Yep.
Is a bad shooter.
That's not even controversial. That's just fucking wrong. That's just incorrect. Right. Anything else?
Can't say I've never played it.
No, that's it.
It's basically Bungie. Like,
Let me-
sorry, it's basically
actually, sorry.
Destiny, but like
Halo 3
linear.
I'm referring to because that's the only one I played.
Still wrong. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Aaron. We'll
That's
probably
fine.
have you on again in the future if we need you for more expertise on PUBG and other stuff. But for now, thanks everyone for listening. As always, share, get your mum to listen to it because we like mums and they like us.
Do
Joe,
they?
do you want to talk about piles or fisting before we finish?
Not this week. I don't
Not this
think.
week. We'll save it for next week. All right.
Yeah.
Aaron, do you want to join us in saying...
Well, one sec. Do you want to plug your video that's coming?
Oh yeah, my video's coming out. So I've done my own top-opinion on, you guessed it, Assassin's Creed. Basically a wish list / comparison between the old games compared to the new games. That should be going up maybe in a minute. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's currently Tuesday, so you might have seen it by the time this podcast goes up. But go and watch that. Go and watch Joe's one as well on tennis games.
I also think
Yep.
the problem with the name Topinion
Yeah.
is it was kind of a little joke that I just did as I was saving the files.
Yeah.
But every time I look at it, I think it says Top Onion.
Top Onion, yeah.
Yeah. So we should just officially change it to Top Onion.
Top Onion.
Let's say it was really good, that video.
Thank you.
I don't even like tennis games. Or
No one
tennis.
does.
I thought the
It
editing was
it
very good.
Yeah.
Considering that I couldn't actually see what I was doing, I was quite happy about it. Literally, I was just guessing. I had to look at like just the physical, like how long the effect lasted for compared to the video. I just guessed.
Well,
Anyway,
you did well.
thank
Right,
you.
starting, we'll go in clockwise with our closing statement.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.